Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we continue our career mode on F1 2017. We're into Season 2 and we're about to go to the US Grand Prix. Toro Rosso driver Ben Waterworth. My name is Ben Waterworth. And before we get into qualifying, just quickly I'll say that we have a best qualifying here of 13th place, just while I remember to do that. But we've got enough development points that we can update a part of our car. We're going with the powertrain here. So we're going to upgrade here the HPP Factory Efficiency 3 Department Efficiency. So additional enhancements to the HPP Factory improves efficiency, meaning 10% less, 30% in total resource points are required to create high performance powertrain related upgrades. So we've got here 800 points needed for this bit. But if I do this, does that mean then that it's less? So if I go to develop that, develop upgrade, it's instant, done. So does that mean I have to need less for that one? I do. No, I only need 700 for that one. So that's kind of cool that by developing this, it makes it efficient. So therefore, it takes a lot less to develop these parts here. So that's why I'm kind of focusing on this lower section here. And then if we're with Toro Rosso for another year, then that will help us out there. Okay, so we're going to qualifying here. As I said, best qualifying here in the US. 13th back in Season 2 of F1 2016. Best finish here. I've only finished one Grand Prix here out of the 3 that we've raced here on Casual Gamer Oz. I got a podium, of course, back in Season 2 of F1 2016, and should have been a second in that one, but I actually got third. I got overtaken by Ricardo, I think, on the penultimate lap after a bit of a mistake by myself. But 2 retirements. We've got a dry race by the looks of things. That's good. So let's get out here. And what's our expectations here? I'm going to say about 16th. Is that where Jeffrey wants me to finish? Jeffrey, well, 17th. Okay, well, you know, makes it a little bit easier. But again, we'll see how we go. Obviously, we just did this on our very piss-poor invitational mode on USA Short. But we're going to at least try and do something better when it comes to USA Full here on a 2017 Toro Rosso as opposed to my favourite 2004 Ferrari. Just the pace again just drops away so quickly here, doesn't it? From the pole lap. And hopefully with the efficiency of that... I mean, it doesn't actually improve the car. That's a problem, I think, that I'm obviously finding with my R&D points. Is that because I'm working from the bottom up, I'm also working on the technical side of things to make it faster. But because obviously I don't use things like practice mode, all my R&D points do come from quali and racing. Given that I've been doing so poorly in the second half of the season, it's been taking me a little bit longer to get there. But we're going to try our best. Looks like we're resigned to a 3rd season here at Toro Rosso. I'm kind of am the Carlos Sainz of this game at the moment. You know, wants to get out of the team and, you know, knows they're a better driver and can do good things in a better car. But really, it looks like nobody's that interested in taking me on and taking me seriously when it comes to that. I have to release the throttle there as I just get well out of shape coming into that corner. Still looking like I can sneak into the top 10. No, I've dropped down back further. I was looking good there for a potential top 10, but right now 12th is a possibility. 11th I think I got there. Did I? I did, 11th. So, well, look, I mean, it's the highest I've ever qualified here in the US, so I'll take it. But judging on my recent form guide, I'm not going to expect too much. We want these Ferraris ahead of the Mercedes. God damn it. Verstappen ahead of Ricardo for once. A bit of change here in our 5th and 6th locked battle there, and I've out-qualified my teammate. And who is my rival? It's Ocon, isn't it? I've lost that battle anyway. So let's see how we go on race day. Alrighty, let's do it. We're going to at least try and get 1 more points finish this season, don't we? Don't we? You know, we're looking so good up to Britain. Alright. Well, we've got Mexico next. That's a good circuit for us. You're not going to retire now after I said that, of course. Yeah, so. How you doing, folks? How you doing? Probably going to have a wet one, aren't we? We're going to have a wet bloody circuit of the Americas after a good qualifying, no doubt. It's going to be my luck. I think we're going to get to 1,200 points. Oh, we'll lose a rivalry. What a surprise. Is it 1,200 points we're going to get to for our next upgrade? We're well off. Yes, of course, it's raining! Damn it! Far out. Fuck this game. Fuck it. Can we play F1 2016 again? I was done to do well in that one. I should have stuck with that career mode. I'll be in a Ferrari by now. God damn it. Alright. Come the fuck on, Bridget. Yeah, we know it's raining, you dickhead. It's pouring, actually. Looks like we should have a wet race rather than just an inters race. $10 bet that I'm going to lose my front wing in the first corner here. And slide around a little bit. It's the problem. You want to push it, but then you're going to slide it, and I'm not even on the inside. All right, here we go. Full wet race. First one for Season 2, at least, here in F1 2017. We're going to go straight towards the inside here. I don't know who it is to the left of us, but it's a... Oh, God. Oh, no, it's Ocon. Lock up, everybody. It's Esteban. He's going to take me out. Whoa. How on earth have I gotten this far up? Oh, goodness. I get a warning. God, this rain is pissing down. Absolutely pouring down here. As I'm going to get through Perez just ever so slightly. I don't think I actually damaged the front wing there. I'm not sure. Jeffrey sounds like he's saying that I did, but I didn't see anything on the indicator saying that I damaged it, did I? This is the heaviest I've ever seen the rain in this game. And this is very, very wet. Did I damage the front wing? No. Maybe I just tapped it enough that it got a little crack in it or something and isn't enough to be an orange or a red damage, perhaps. You just feel the grip. It's so much better in a full wet race, which sounds weird because you're obviously on the full wet tyres. And I guess you would say, well, why don't you put the full wets on when it's sort of half raining? But generally I go whatever the game recommends me. And if they generally recommend inters, I've tried it before on other game modes where you put full wets on and you just slide too much. So clearly I think the game knows what it's doing when they recommend inters or wets. So that's generally why in those other races, if you think to yourself, we'll just put full wets on when it's slightly wet. I think that's obviously a case in real life too. Inters are sort of that middle ground. So the track may be wet, but it's not to the extent where you need the full wets. Anyway, just a bit of explanation there in case you were wondering. So I just lose a bit of grip understeer coming into this long sweeping right-hander. And I've made my way up into 7. I thought I was 6. Oh, okay. Never mind, 7th. It's still pretty good. I said we just want one more point to finish. Vettel's leading the race too, people. So that's good news for us Ferrari fans here. Rooting for Seb. As we start lap 2. Generally, based on how this season has gone, if we survive the first lap, we're not going to retire. So there's something for you to keep in mind. And for somebody who complains a lot about the wet, I always seem to forget that I generally do okay in wet races for the most part when I don't lose a front wing or get taken out. I need a warning there for cutting the track, am I? No. Alright. And I'm holding on a little bit to Ricciardo, but I don't think I'm going to be able to catch him. He's getting held up there. Who's ahead of him there? Is that a Force India? Can't be a Force India because they've got Perez behind me, and Ocon was a lot further back than that. It's a Mercedes. No, it's Verstappen. Never mind. It's his teammate who's gotten ahead of him. How's my fuel situation? Not in the position to use rich mode just yet. Because we remember in our Italian Grand Prix last year we got 3rd when it was... I think that was a full wet race, wasn't it? I put that rich mode on and I really started catching... I was chasing down Vettel at that point, wasn't I, for 2nd? So, I think it would work. We just don't have it. I think that probably comes more down to the development of the parts that you can develop that to make it a little bit more fuel efficiency. But we seem to be catching Ricciardo here. Just sliding out of that corner is not going to help. Looks like we've got Perez behind us covered. Maybe I shouldn't complain too much about races. We just want them full wet. And then we seem to have good enough pace. But, just obviously not to the extent where we're going to catch Dan, the man in front of us. Always seems to be a good battle with Ricciardo here in the US, doesn't it? Alright, we're about to start our 3rd lap. Obviously no DRS given the conditions. And we will see how we can fare in these final few laps here. This will be our highest finish in a very long time since Britain. Obviously. And maybe we can just get a few last late cameos in the last few races to get a few teams, and maybe we can sneak onto somebody's radar in the last few rounds. Possibly. I definitely think I could do better than bloody Palmer. Surely that for Renault. I think, as I said, I think only Renault, Force India and Red Bull can entice me. I don't think I'll take a Williams drive. Don't feel as though they would really do much for me. Maybe. But then I'd have to unseat little Lancey Stroll, and I like Lance Stroll, so we're not going to get a first driver offer. Anyway, thinking out loud here, Ben. Concentrate on this. You are approaching a points-paying position if all things go to plan. And it would be nice if we can finally get one of these moments where there's an engine failure or something for one of the cars ahead of us, or they have an incident, or, you know, help a brother out here, Codemasters. Trying my best. This pathetic second half of Season 2 on F1 2017. Hope you're enjoying it, though. I hope you can get some form of entertainment out of the sadness that is my game ability here on F1 2017. Seem to do better on the online modes, don't I? I actually saw with so you would have seen me getting disqualified in some of those races. I actually read a tweet from Codemasters today that obviously there was a glitch, which the patch which I've downloaded and installed for has fixed apparently, and I actually haven't raced online since that patch. So yeah, interesting obviously that they've got a few patches that they're ironing out. I remember there was I think it might have been F1 2010 from memory. They had this really bad glitch, which essentially you would pit, and they would hold you deliberately for too long, and you would automatically go to last place. And it was a terrible glitch, and everybody was furious about it. And from memory, they had to fix that one pretty promptly after, you know, no doubt all the beta testing, thank you, Ben, and all these other tests, you know, aren't going to iron all the bugs out. And it's only when people are playing this like religiously non-stop and obviously online that it's when a lot of these other little gremlins come out into the fray. So obviously Codemasters are kept busy as soon as the game goes live and they start releasing it to find out all these little bugs and gremlins and everything else under the sun. Alrighty. I think 7th is ours here, barring any mishaps in this last lap and a bit. And again, this is a position that we will gladly take based on our recent form. Very much so, I feel. To get some points, it has been a while. So we will take that. I still think we're not going to be able to catch 8th place Perez, but we might. I think Grosjean's in 9th, isn't he? We might be able to get our perennial 9th place. It'll be the 3rd time in 4 seasons we finish in 9th position. So I'm fairly confident for Mexico and Brazil that we can do well there. And Abu Dhabi kind of all really depends on where you qualify. But I mean, I reckon we can finish these final 4 rounds with some points, get our reputation up ever so slightly, and push towards maybe a team having a bit of a sniff around us. Although we are slowing down here and Perez is catching us. And not enough in reserve there that I want to risk the rich fuel mode. I feel we should be fine. We don't have a damaged car, so I just maintain it on track. I think I should have enough in reserve to hold off the pink man, the Jesse pink man, the better of the 2 Force India drivers, at least in this game. In real life, I actually don't mind Esteban Ocon, but in this game, he's giving me the shits this season, and I'm assuming I've lost another rivalry to him as well. So it'd be nice if they gave me like Lance Stroll as a rival or something like that. I reckon I could beat him. But anyway. Alright, I think this is ours in 7th. So, what's that? 6 points, is it not? From memory? Yes, it would be 6 points. So, we'll take that. Just going to hold on to this. Push it through. Hopefully, Ferrari, I think Raikkonen was leading, was he not? Hopefully they can maintain. No, Vettel was leading, wasn't he? So hopefully Vettel's maintained the victory to close his championship with 3 rounds to go. So we'll see how that plays out in just a few moments, because they're obviously ahead of us and they're going to be crossing the line any time now. I haven't really looked at my circuit map to the left of me there. I can see it now. Yep, they're sort of approaching the final corner in just a moment, as I've got to maintain this position. They're about to go into the final corner now. I'm obviously going to keep an eye on the circuit here as they go around there. What are they going to do? Who's going to win? It's a Vettel! It's Vettel! Yay! That's good for the championship. Hopefully Raikkonen got second, so they can maintain the constructors' battle as well as him getting a shot. It wouldn't be good to have a three-way title fight in the last round. Anyway, 7th position. If you don't mind, I'll take it. It's our highest finish in a very long time, in 7 races to be precise. So back in the points, and yeah, I'm satisfied with that. Go us, go team. So we're off to Mexico next, which again I'm usually pretty good at. So I will take never not scored points in Mexico. And it is a Ferrari 1-3. I just want to take a look at this replay and see how I managed to get all those positions at the start. I was very lucky. Look at the water. And there's a Williams behind me as well. And I was, if I'd have been a bit braver there on the brakes, I could have actually gone right up to the front there. But I definitely was not brave when it came to that. And fucking, it was Perez, not Ocon. Alright, anyway, so Vettel wins from Hamilton, Raikkonen, Bottas, Verstappen, Ricciardo, myself, Perez, Massa, and Grosjean. Standings, do we gain any ground? 4 points within Grosjean now, so that's pretty decent. Get a bit of a breathing space over Lancey Stroll. Meanwhile, in the championship, it's 30 points Vettel to Hamilton now with 3 rounds to go. Hamilton can technically win the World Championship next round, so keep an eye out for that. Constructors, we gain a little bit of ground on Haas, so that will be our target to overtake Grosjean and Haas for the end of this season. Ferrari 56 points clear at the top of the Constructors. We're off to Mexico next. Remember to like, subscribe and comment and let us know what you're thinking of my terrible driving. But thank you for joining into Casual Gamer Oz. Tuning in, I should say. Don't have to speak English, Ben. I'm going to leave. Shut up. That's me. Good night. Bye.